What's up, United Groceries Fantasy Football League, friends and family? This is your league manager checking in for your Week 9 Power Rankings and Recap. Yeah, today's brought to you by the fine folks at the San Diego MTS. Well, I'm here to show you the league's on the move. Yes, it is. And we're really moving out here. So as I tap in, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And here we go. We back inside. Glad you guys are here for the ride. To start this off, let's bring some energy into this. Lights, camera, action. It's week 9. What are you all planning to do for these last 5 games on the schedule? I see we got an early start to some taking off. An early start to some saying, oh man, what am I going to do next? But don't worry. Sunday's still a few days away. You know, no time to head off to the islands. We're in the middle of the season. It's grind time. And I have nothing but the best outlook for each and every competitor out there doing what they got to do to bring home them W's. So this is your Week 9 recap and power rankings. Enjoy. Starting off this week, number 10, Paul Bears. You went through an upsetting loss against Cutler's Dead, but I can't get too upset other than looking at the records and the points for it than to put you here. I kind of like that you actually fielded the best team possible. It was just that you were looking at an uphill battle against a team that had a Tom Brady and a Chris Thompson and an Adam Thielen. Your outlook going forward, you know, you got to hang in there. You got to produce. You gotta rise up to the occasion. Your team is fully capable of it. There's no holding back in your team. I easily look at your team and say, you know what? Highly formidable. 5 games left. I would say in your position, you're looking to run at least 4 to get into the playoffs, if not 3 at best, and hopefully a few other dominoes fall in your best interest. Keep it close. Keep it pushing. I'll see you in this week. Good luck. Moving up a spot this week, number 9, Team King Curtis. Even though he sat Mac, it still worked out in his benefit. He had Jared McKinnon doing his numbers. So tell me, is that what the Curtis brothers do? You guys really take off the gloves when it's time to get going. I loved it. Your team pretty much was fighting and fending off easy money. You know, I don't know if he had a debt to pay you, but you certainly cashed in. For your team, your outlook is still well in order. You know, you made it possible to say, hey, I don't go to sleep. I don't care if 3 quarters my QB shut down. You wake up, the man put in money this past Thursday night. It's kind of hard to say you won't go anywhere else but up, having Carlos Hyde, Alvin Kamara, and you know, maybe there is a connection between Hundley and Nelson. Still the King Curtis to me. Moving on, number 8, just dropping a slight spot, Lynch Mob. You were forewarned, and it was only in the best regards. Facing King of the North is not the way you want to go when you just want to break the cycle of losing the prior week. So I'm not going to be too harsh on your team. It looks like you have a few moves out there you like to make. Do your best, make it happen for yourself. You still gave a valiant effort, and who knows if Lynch is not the man in Oakland, Washington may be. So he put up some money for you. I like to see what you do with your lineup and matchup this week, and we'll keep it moving from there. Cutler's Dead. This man was in an all-out slugfest against Paul Bears and pulled it out. It was very too tight to call, and it took some late rallying to really push him over the edge. Uh, Pretty much, I would have had you even further up, but I'm going to give you a managerial flag on this one. You had Denard Hopkins on the bench. Now, that shows me that your team has so much potential, but it also says what is really going to hinder them from proceeding into the playoffs and doing some damage. Uh, Other than that, I can't hold back and say it's very, very scary, but it's going to be more like, what do you do now that Watson has gone out for the season? I think Denard will be extra serviceable, but not as ridiculous with the numbers proceeding. We'll see what you do, and you're just right there to make a splash in the postseason and cause some havoc. So we'll see you. We reached number 6, ACDC Nation. I have to put the man who beat you last week ahead of you. It wasn't the type of game I expected to see with so much potential of Phillip Rivers going against the New England defense. But hey, maybe those Patriots have figured out their defensive woes. Your team is strong. You're still doubling up with the Carr Cooper effect, who had to sit last week. Paul Richardson has ultimately opened up to a fantasy stud. And, Alex Collins, the inconsistency run game of Baltimore is what you're rolling the dice on. If he's putting up money, everybody else is falling in line, especially with Mark Ingram right there at your top RB spots. I know what you're capable of putting up on the points for a board, so I can't slash you below 6. But right now, as it sits, record-wise, you are out of playoffs, but your potential says you're a playoff team. Let's see what you do these last 5 weeks. It's going to be something spectacular to watch.